Hi everybody! 皆さんこんにちは、みっちーです。今日もディスコエリシアムを続けていきたいと思います。何をしてたんだっけな部屋を
dented yellow mailbox greets you with its graffito, bullet holes, and an RCM sticker.
あれ部屋を借りて、まだ火曜日だよね。水曜日にまで待とうっていうところだったのかな。でも今ちょっとこのメールボックス見たら、エンベロープを drop the white envelope into the mailbox。なんだっけ。あれこれか。Everett Clare にもらったやつだね。Isabel Sadie と Lillian Carter に送ってください。これ普通に送っちゃっていいの？
Dented yellow, but the documents inside the envelope still lack the required signatures.
なるほど。
It's not going to be that easy. We need to dirty our hands with the signatures. I assume that's the goal here.
ちょっと待って、音が大きい。OK。サインをもらってからいろいろってことだよね。寝るか？寝ちゃっていいのかな？あれ、なんでさっきマップ出たのに今はマップ出ないの？ちょっとマップの基準がよくわかんない。あ、これ必要なスキルか。なるほど。今になってちょっと気づくっていうね。じゃあ黄色と青のやつを目指せばいいんだ。あ、でも impossible だって。conceptualization。あれでも7だよ。まあ服とかでもボーナスもらえるけど、Gaston Martin Encyclopedia Set of Tracks。 あ、Mirror、 これ鏡ね。これ何回も失敗するんだけどな。この人はなんか新しい情報ない？久しぶりに話してみましょうか。
Stuck in the rain in a traffic jam, man.
ない
What's on your
ね。
mind?
じゃあ寝るか。寝れないんだよね。時間を飛ばすには、あら、こっち今、こっちも外が天気悪いんですけど、雨なんですけど、ゲームの雷か、リアルの雷かわからない。She's still searching for a book, her eyes wandering over the colorful grid of soft covers.Watch her browse books. 様子見てみましょ
Her
う。
hands move over the book covers. The tips of her fingers look rough, stained with yellow. It seems like she has spent a lot of time at work, smoking. The woman before you nods and returns to her reading.
なんかあまりなさそうだよね。じゃあ本屋もミステリーもまだ解決してませんね。
What have you found? And also, do buy the books. There may be teachings in them.
What if I want to buy a book?
Goodness, you were already doing good, browsing the shelves. Why'd you stop? Don't you feel compelled? Go. Get back there. The books await you.
面白い営業の仕方だね。
Everything is on the shelves. Take a look yourself.
She smiles and nods.
自分で探して見なさいよみたいな。
The display rack is brimming with worn paperbacks featuring an extremely muscular, sword-wielding barbarian on the cover. Nearly all the titles contain the word Hyundai.
あ、ちゃんと発音してくれるのありがたい。アップデートされてから。 Heimdall.
Rows and rows of Heimdall men blur your vision. You make out some titles. Man from Heimdall and the Mammoth Riders. Man from Heimdall, Return to Heimdall. And the solipsistic Man from Heimdall and the Heimdall Man.
Good God, how many are there?
Maybe 100. Man from Heimdall and the sages at the end of the world. Man from Heimdall and the false god. Man from Heimdall, not even close. Man from Heimdall in
こ
hell.
のシリーズめっち
Man
ゃ
from
作品あるね。
Heimdall and the forest of slaves.
はいはいはいはい
Man
はい
from
はいはい。
Heimdall under
あ、
the
やばい。
lake.
これダメー
Man
ジ。
from Heimdall, Heimdall burning.
これダメージ食らうや
There's
つだよね
even。the trial of death, nothing of interest. Only silence and the cosmic background pain radiation.
あれダメージ食らわなかった。
Mountains of it. Heroic quantities of Heimdall. Roy's puny shirt is nothing compared to the real deal.
ロイって誰だコナン・ザ・バーベリアン的なキャラだよね、ヒンダー。
A small mountain of colorful board game boxes. There are numerous types of games for all ages.
お
A lot of shelf space seems to be taken up by Wirral-related merchandise.
ボードゲーム買えるんだけど。
Hi, Ace Detective. Are you here for more books?
これは、suggestion。あ、ちょっと待って。suggestion。服でなんかあるかな。コメントでね、服着替えないんですかっていただいた、アドバイスいただいたけど。あ、確かに、これでできるんじゃない？
Hi, Ace Detective.
あれ
Are
で
you
もで
here
きな
for
い。
more books?
スキルポイント入れないといけないのかな。それか、1ポイントじゃ足りないっていうこと？ないね。この人はなんだっけ？
What have you found?
あ、違う。あれ？
And also, do buy the books. Then goodness, you were all
She smiles.
まあいいや。この奥もう一回。いや、本をちょっともう一回見てみようかね。
Shelves filled to the brim with crime novels.
Oh, crime, robberies, murders, even sexual crimes. We're fortunate to have Dick Mullen and his stories to sort all that out.
あ、ディック・モーレンシリーズね、探偵。
You're a police officer, apparently. You should buy all of these. They really do teach a person how to be a proper detective.
全部買うことをお勧めされたよ。
Shelves full of biographies of famous people who have
I would say The Greatest Innocence. Yes, most certainly. It's an important educational tool delving into the depths of history, religion, and their relation to innocentic power.
Innocentic power ってなんだ聞いたことないぞ。なんか有名人のバイオグラフィーが並んでるけど。
A very influential historical figure. But surely I don't have to tell you that. You're a law officer, and law officers have at least some education.
I don't know about that. What, who or what is an innocence? なんだろう
The
ね。
book is also very daring. The author aims to re-examine the universal understandings of the innocentic system, creating a fresh vantage point and a shift in the tired order of things.
何言ってるか全くわかんない。I thought it was about which of these innocences is the coolest and greatest. So you recommend it?
Certainly, it's prudent for a person to have at least an elementary understanding of history and society. Imagine the chaos we'd be in otherwise.
We're already in the chaos.
You feel like you should get this one. Definitely. It's important somehow. There's something personal.
あ、そうなの？なんか、自分の両親かなんかにおすすめされてるけど、お金一応あるから買うか。I'm interested in that greatest innocence book.
A true cultural touchstone. Enjoy the read.
ほほう。なんか手に入れたよ。
Several maps have been attached to a bulletin board hidden inside the alcove. They're held up by small pins. The board has come loose from one corner. The maps look old and faded. Your eye catches a map of Insulinda, a map of Revachol, and a map of Martinez.
あれこれ前見たっけ？インソレンデって何？レバチョウは今いるところでしょ？マルティネイスは、レバチョウがマルティネイスの中だっけ？
This large map displays archipelagos. You see a constellation of small dots on the light blue emptiness of the Insulindic Ocean. The largest in the northeast is La Caillou. You are here. Another, far away in the southwest, Seminese Islands, Ile de Fantôme.
島国なのかな？
Ozon, Laurentide, Fas Alamir, Archipelagos, North Arcade Islands, all just specks of dust on the vastness of the Insulindic. On the edges of the map, the color fades into a blur of dotted lines, black and white, disintegrating into mathematics. In the northeast, a dust mite stands on the north coast of Caillou in a bookstore. It's you.
北東の方にいるのか。この島国のなんだろう、島がたくさんあるのかな？
Radiating outwards from you, the suzerain Revachol, with a radius of 80 kilometers, still, the crown jewel of this Isola would be barely visible.
レベショーは80キロの、レディアスってなんだっけ？丸の、丸の、まあ、わかるよね、レディアス。丸の、端から端の、真ん中から端の距離だよね、レディアス。Squint first, can you see cities on the island?
You can, on Caillou, Revachol, a single black star, on Ozon, Fondelier, and Vimandu, on archipelagos, Croyan Moran, Villiers, on Seminine, Olduvai, and on Laurentide, Deora of the Seven Seas.
なるほど。カイユーっていう島にラバショーがあるんだね。セミナインとか聞いたことあるよね。オーゾンとか。このこの世界の中で。ちょっと世界観が。
850 million people live on these little dots, an oceanic world of culture and commerce torn apart by history.
へえ、すごい数の人住んでんだね。ちょっと世界観分かってきたかな。
The ocean breaks apart into a tangle of cosines and azimuths, all pointing into pale nothingness. Windy is the north azimuth. Grad is the northeast azimuth. Samara is the east azimuth. Seol is the west azimuth. Isolas, they're called. Connections to other worlds. Words past the Insulindian, unknown to you. You only know you've never been there. You have little idea what they are. Distant stars, gods, but looking at them makes you feel almost non-existent. Whatever they are, the Isolas are immeasurably large compared to you, and very, very far away.
どういうこと？南北東西にこういうムンディ、グラード、サマラ、セオっていうイソラーズがあるって。遠くて想像を超えるみたい。
Perhaps they are gods, gods of distance and outer dust. The north coast of a verdant island is shattered by the delta of a river. It is the river Esperance. Countless bridges put the shards back together, connecting city blocks to river islands. La Delta says a great artificial heart in the center, teeming with life forms and construction.
これは今いる都市のラバ町の地図ですね。
To the east, rolling hillsides, Le Jardin, Stella Marie, the suburbs of Saint-Baptiste, swallowed up into the megacity. They sound rich to you. This is Revachol East.
東は金持ちのディストリクトかな。
Hudon, it's somewhere to live. Not bad. Then there's Jamrock. It's bad. People shouldn't live there, but they do. Then Forberg. It's almost as bad and much larger. Then Coal City. It's the worst.
今いるのがマーティネイズか。マーティネイズかレバションのなんか区みたいなもんなのかな。東は結構、西は結構治安悪いみたいだね。
It's so small you can't even see it on the map. No, wait. There it is. North of Jamrock, the strip of coast next to the Greater Revachol Industrial Harbour. It looks downright despondent. It's almost Coal City, to be honest. No, Coal City is worse. A charred limb. Rain falls on its slick black streets. And then there's the burnt-out quarter in the heart of Jamrock. Is it cold in this bookstore? Or is it just you?
このシェブル最近結構出てくるよね。マーティネイズも結構悪いって。でもコースリが一番悪いのかな。Look at the map of Martinez.
It's not really a map. It's a tourist thing. A picture postcard with buildings on it, drawn from an isometric perspective. A date in the upper right corner says 48. Still, it's detailed. Could be pretty useful for scouting ahead. You see the jagged boxes of an industrial harbour, even the whirling in rags there.
今いるとこだね。
I'm sorry, officer. The map of Martinez is the only one available. The other two are not for sale anymore. And besides, you could scarcely afford them.
なんで他の地図は買えないんだ？でもまあマーティネイズの地図があればいいんだよ。
They're quite valuable, though they might not look it. The map of Martinez is 90 cents, though.
Why is the one of Martinez so cheap?
That old thing? It's an out-of-date map of a tourist location that never was nor came to be.
なんだ。この、なんだろう、将来こういう、なんだろう、こういう建物が立ちますよ、みたいな、地図なんだね。
From when some design studio people tried to spruce the place up 4 or 5 years ago, they also renovated the horse statue, set up those coin-operated viewers, and designed the new street lamps.
The place does not look like a successful tourist trap, does it?
What happened then?
They didn't get that far, for some reason. A shame the project never got going. Would be nice if someone fixed Martinez up. All these ruins are bad for business.
4、5年前に建築家とかが来て、ホルススタチューを直した？何したんだっけ？あと双眼鏡？コイン払って見る双眼鏡も設置してとかね。Steal it instead. いやでも、普通に、まあね、ちょっとあるから買いましょう。42%多分外れるんだろうな。
Always good to be informed of your surroundings.
警察が盗みを働いたらやばいよね。OK。
This bookstore is not strictly about
地図だ。前見えてたのは何？バグ？じゃあ、黄色と青の、黄色、ネクネクスタンド、キャフェテリアウィンドウ、これ何回も何回も失敗してんだよね。なるほど。medium, formidable。だから easy。これ easy だよね。ここ行ってみる？その前にちょっとこの裏をもう一回見てみましょう。時が過ぎるの時間かかりますね。でも本買ったんだ。ちょっと気になるからネクネアクセンのとこ行ってみたいんだけど、これは無理なんだよね。
the barbell waits patiently on the
Legendary.
floor like a dog for its master.
スキル14。そんなに上がる？reaction speed, drama, conceptualization。 じゃあドラマどんどん上げてみる？せっかくだから。あ、でも今ポイントない。どっちだ？あれ？ Where do I go? 前も来たのに。ねえ。あれ前何したっけ？これだけ？そんなはずないでしょ。
It's dark,
あ、フラッシュライトか。
and the flashlight works a lot better if you.
tools, flashlight. 右手。OK。こういう仕組みだったんだ。見えないといけないっていう。で、これあったよね。このボックスの。
Tiles on the cube are still smoldering. It's empty, the filament you have, like a smooth drawer. The filament slides into place. On the keyboard, the play key starts blinking. The speaker comes to life. Static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic driver. An old lady greets you. Her voice sounds 100 years old.
Good afternoon. Fortress accident en rue de Saint-Ghislaine. This is East Insulindian Repeater Station 1.
フランスの発音いいね。
Please repeat. Is this the production schedule?
いや、これ、録音じゃないの？ Is this the production schedule? Let's try the password for the production schedule.
Good. Please repeat the password.
Is it my birthday?
Still no.
This is the police. Please open this thing.
I am contractually obliged to protect the privacy of the filament holder for stress accident. Without filing a warrant with Lintel, I cannot give you access to this filament.
なんだろう、これ今、この機械に入れた、なんかテープみたいなものを見るために、なんか実際の人とつながってパスワードを聞かれてるって感
I'm
じ。
afraid we are not doing that, unless we want to wait for a month.
Now, can you please repeat the password? Received.
Don't worry.
Fortress accident. Is there anything else I can do for you today?
Why did you call me Fortress Accident?
Fortress Accident is the company on whose name the terminal you are currently using has been registered to.
Do you have any other information about this company?
One moment.
You hear her flip through a catalog before she reads out with studious care.
Fortress Accident SCA produces revolutionary interactive call-in radio games. That's what the catalog says.
やっぱりなんか RPG、ラジオで参加する RPG を作ってる会社だったんだよね、この壁の落書きとか読んでたら。その時はなんだろう、これ本当にある？なんかファンタジー要素入ってるみたいな、ちょっと疑いあったけど、そうでもないのかな。
That's not bad.
Wow, so conceptual. And what's this interactive call-in radio game?
Any other questions? Thank you.
Tiles on the cube are still smoldering. Casting, nothing happens. The filament slides out of its glowing nest.
パスワードあるかな？
Your flashlight slides over an old green chalkboard covered in scribbles, sketches, and schemes, like some ancient cave mural. Some of the writing has faded with age, but you can still make out sections here and there. The handwriting is only partly legible, but you can still make out 3 slogans. Call in, tune out, we're all untethered, and heat death of the universe. The full text reads, Heat death of the universe is the new black. Another note says, the biggest advancement in role-playing systems since the 30s.
これ多分なんかマーケティング用のスローガンを考えてたのかな。でもパスワードになんないかな。
Outside, a cold wind wraps the building in its bosom. Snowflakes in the wind. An old woman passes what the locals call the doomed commercial area. She tries hard not to look at the bookstore windows. It's unwise. These lithe, pointy-eared creatures appear to be different types of welkins. You make out autumnal candle welkins, cast translucent welkins.
何か
You should adopt one of those welkins as your persona. No longer a mere man, but a welkin.
なんか見逃したパスワードがないかちょっといろいろ探ってみま
One of
す。
the welkins, towering among the rest. It's Vara Hamira, the Haldor, the Twarg.
An inordinate amount of time has gone into drawing these little welkin creatures. Some people really like building a world, I think, even if it's just for a game.
世界作りですね。
This looks like concept art for a project. It's not really real. Just look at those details.
The photo collage depicts barren, icy landscape. Entire oceans have been frozen. You see primitive oil rigs built into glaciers. A pinned postcard reads, The heat death scenario, a desperate fight for geothermal. This is a monthly calendar from the year 50. It looks a bit like an academic. Mini-Me stands for a mini-meeting. It's part of a bigger framework for managing work called As Time Goes On.
Looks like they didn't make it.
A note in the bottom left.
パスワードっぽいものはそのノートぐらいだよね。でも選択
This
肢に
old fireplace is the whole thing resembles Kadran mosaic tiles.
選
Very
択肢に出てこないよ
History
ね。
classes, students with their text. History classes, radio frequencies, it seems. Unclear. It looks like a cardiovascular system split into veins. You think so? The web is comprised of radio stations, all lead back to one red heart title. They must have had massive air width. These things, someone a conductor for the hunt. Whoever decides to call a list of names under the stations suggests people across 6 Isolas would be playing. Muindi, Insulinda, Kotla, Grad, Samara, and even Ilmara.
これさっき地図で見たやつね。イソーラスって大陸とかなのかな。どうなんだろう。ムンディエンスレンディグラーとかあったよね。
There's no way a little...
My God. It's as if the less money they had, the more ambitious their project. Exactly. This schedule, I know...
Nothing. It's just... Why does art inspire you so much?
まあね、おそらくそのゲーム開発スタジオで、ラジオで遊ぶ、ロールプレインゲームでもう規模が大きすぎて失敗したって流れだよね。いろんな大陸からラジオを使って遊んでるって。Why does art inspire you so much? No, art is for arrogant blowhards. Why am I getting this?
Is it? Yet your eye constantly seeks out the most critical side of any aesthetic confrontation. You follow the expressions of imagination and technical skill with curiosity. In short, art is the highest form of human communication, representation, narrative, emotion, and agency intertwined.
なんで今アートが素晴らしい的なことを心が問いかけてきてるんだろうね。自分はただの酔っ払いのおっさんだぞ。Would I fit into the art world? I mean,
Have you looked in the mirror lately? You have the exact features of a savage art critic, with that beard and those clothes, disheveled and prophetic. Perhaps you should try to critique architecture too.
自分このあんたの容姿はもう本当にそのアートクリティックそのものじゃないかみたいな。 I guess I have been feeling critical lately.
Yes, you seek substance. No vapid representations and reproductions of social mores as made manifest in stuffy biennials. We're talking real living art here. Become the art cop. Half art critic.
これthought なんとかが始まりそうだよね。Art cop, half art critic, half cop. Wait, but don't I have to be 100% cop to get the case finished and all that? Okay, if 50% art critic is what's needed to free me from rote repetition, so be it.
Quit being so indecisive. What are you going for here? Some kind of indecisive and camp aesthetic now? Strike a bold shape here. Go art or go home.
ちょっとこの人のアートの評価怖いけどやってみようか。
Exactly. It's not only your duty to only catch the criminals off the street. You must also apprehend criminals of the printing press and the gallery, the trite and derivative artists and writers of the world. Go ahead and provide savage criticisms, art cop. The world is yours to rip to pieces and reassemble.
何を始めたんだろう。Actual art degree。スキルポイントが必要だけどね。Temporary research bonus -1 perception. Can't even look at this shit. OK。パスワードないね。Emma's Atelier? エマのアトリエ？エマって誰だっけ？
Tiles on the cube
も
are
う一
like
回
a
入れて。
smooth draw. The filament slides into place. On the speaker comes.
Good afternoon. So, please repeat. Yes.
She repeats passwords. Programming people are all paranoid.
They are merely cautious. It's my job. I work as a repeater at the East Indies. As for me, well...
On an island on the river Esperance, a small woman, all skin and bone.
Now, please tell me. Good. Please
ないね。
proceed.
Don't worry.
Fortress exit. Thank you.
Tiles on the cube are.
これ
Tiles on the filament slides.
持っていきましょう。まあ、本物のおばちゃんみたいだよね。パスワードをチェックするための。面白いシステムだね。で、これ冷蔵庫だよ
The
ね。
bear's eyes are still glowing red.
で、この上に誰か住んでる？
A thick layer of coal dust covers the furnace, coloring it pitch black.
もう一回やってみよう、これ。Physical Instrument。これ蹴ってダメージ食らったやつだよね。トゥールは関係ある？フィジーク。
A thick layer of coal dust
お
covers the
72%。
furnace,
結構
coloring
変わ
it
るんだね。
pitch black.
Another
Another pathetic yelp sounds off into the vast darkness of the chimney.
この人ダメだ。
You're a little embarrassed you produced it.
もう、勘弁してよ。
Looks like an old central furnace used to heat the building. It's connected to the chimney. No one has used it in ages. No signs of any
何もできないじゃないか。
This orange machine is buzzing like an old. You slip your finger. No, this is going to need something else. If you want to try again, then you need.
プライバー。これを持って。
This orange machine is buzzing an old submarine. It has a hand-cranked ice cream
も
churner
っと
on top.
強いプライバーが必要みたいだね。ちょっと今無理。あ、でも逆
Two
に
cables.
3%がいけるかもしんないよ。ちょっと待って、5あるからやってみるか。
This orange machine is buzzing the ice squeeze beneath the pry bar. You could swear you succeeded, but the lid simply won't budge.
ちょっと待って。今嵐だから携帯で警告が来ました。どうなってんのこれ。はあ、6と6、サイコロの6と6を投げたから 100% 成功になったんだね。ちょっと、なんで97失敗して 3% 成功すんだよ。アイスクイックス beneath the pry bar。ああ、でも開かないんだね。
You see the pry bar's metal handle bending right before your very eyes.
Yeah, well, that's a good pry bar. I'm not criticizing it, but this ice cream maker is frozen shut. It takes an advanced tool to get
結
it
局
open.
開かないのかよ。
I have no idea, officer. This ice cream maker isn't important enough to requisition a special tool.
Sooner or later, you will stumble upon a tool mighty enough. Then we will know what's in this mysterious ice cream maker.
ちもう確率なんてもう信用しない。OK じゃあ地図のここ行ってみたい。これはなんかマークできないのかな。まだまだ時間。あ、これ飲んだら、そっか。飲まないとステータス変わんないんだ。Next stand。この人？
Hello, compatriote. You have something to discuss?
違うよね。Next stand ってどこ？これ。フィットの中？でもスタンドじゃないよね。
The tear machine stands in the corner. A sign.
No. You need.
A small cabinet on the wall is filled with various medicine bottles, nasal sprays.
買い
A
物。
colorful display of
Again, I'm obliged to inform you that both alcohol and cigarettes.
買い物。
You see several packages. The packages are small, discreet,
あ、レインコート。
sloppily stacked, making them easier to take unnoticed. No need to worry about knocking over a display.
サワーフェアをサワーフェアサワーフェアサワーフェアないね。売れない？うん、レインコート買って、
Is this about the questions again?
レインコート買って何か得するかな。
You see several packaged raincoats.
エンデュランスが上がるんだよね。エンデュランス1です。うん。ネックナックスがどこにあるのかわかんないよ。仕方ない。 You are here. あ、ここにまだ行けてないんだよね。Electronic doorbell. Backyard wall. Gaston Martin. A net. Set of tracks. Central furnace. 金キツラギ、何？これ持ってると結構ステータス上がるね。あ、あれ？マイナス？あ、アソリーマイナスなんだ。微妙。じゃあ本読んでみる？地図。
The worn map features the patchwork grid of the streets of Martinez, with directions to appropriately touristy locations. Year 48 resides on the upper right corner.
Trace a path through the grid.
Your finger moves through the various streets, across Rue de Saint-Ghislain and Rue Saint-Cypar, over Saint-Brun and Martinez North. Finally coming to a halt on the spot where you are currently standing, although the map gives no such indication itself.
それだけか。Book the greatest innocence. Innocence. This dusty tome brings knowledge on the history of innocences. It is written by one João Paulo Salomão Lopes de Fuego, a Mexican fascist, who tries to reach a conclusion on which of the innocences is the coolest in the world. なんだろう、この名前ちょっとブラジル、ポルチュガル語となんかスペイン語が混ざってる感じね。
The Greatest Innocence by João Paulo Salomão Lopes de Fuego. The book is large and heavy.
Crack open this immense tome.
Browsing through the various chapters, you try your best to understand the ceaseless overflow, the sprawl of names, dates, places, events historical. Most of it ends up as a twisted mass of facts inside your brain. Your educational survey is done. Did you catch any of that? No. Oh well, it's pop quiz time. Let's see what you've learned.
Huh?
This might take a few minutes.
何も
You ready?
詳細わかんないよ。いろんな本、もう読んじゃったの？この本。チラ見しただけ？結構なんか歴史書みたいな感じだよね。でもクイズされるって。
That's the spirit. Here we go. Question 1. Who was the first innocence?
まず innocence って何なんだよ。
Oh yeah, this is what I was made for.
あ、エンサイクロペディアくんわかる？君は返事が
A pop quiz is a short examination designed to test your knowledge without any prior warning or announcement. Such exams allow the teacher to assess how thoroughly the students have retained the material at hand. Voila. Now blast that first innocence.
あんたバカか。エンサイクロペディア君に頼ってるのはその first innocence が誰かっていうのを教えてほしいんだけど、ポップクイズが何かって教えてもらってもね。Sola?
Incorrect. Sola was anointed during the previous century and even lived to see the current one. She was an urban planner who spoke her mind and largely left history to its own devices, encouraging people to excel on their own rather than prescribing to a deified model of history. She is often called an anti-innocence. Sola resigned after an assassination attempt by a Yugo nationalist who blamed her for not taking the side of the left during the turn of the century revolutions. Innocences don't usually resign.
あ、
Care to try again?
イネセンスって実際の、なんだろう。大統領とか総理とか、そんな感じなのかな。このソーラっていう人は、辞退したみたいだけど、外の雨がすごいな。大丈夫かなDolores Day?
Incorrect. Dolores Day was the innocence of humanism, internationalism, and the welfare state. She codified parliamentary democracy and created modern institutions. Among these, the moral intern, she was powerful and beautiful on all her icons. Her colors are silver, white, and apricot. And when you think her name, Dolores, stomach acid rises to the back of your throat, and it hurts. You see a flash silver, a wreath, an airport bag, and blonde hair. You don't know why. Another choice, perhaps? Steer clear of this one. There's something terrible about this one.
Dolores Day? なんか、気をつけろって？いや、イノセンスは大統領とかよりは議員とか、なんだろう、一つの、なんだろう、何かのトピックを仕切ってる人なのかな。トピックっていうかよくわかんないな。What? モラル
A
が。
strange sensation of loss. When she left the earth, the dust, and the ice, and the humans. That is unimportant to the quiz. Stop thinking about this.
え？どういうこと？元奥さんとかじゃないよね。When you think her name Dolores. Dolores Day が元奥さんだったのか、Dolores って名前だけが被ってるのか、彼女は亡くなったの？ When she left the earth.
Yes, the quiz is impersonal. No need to rouse sensations in yourself at the mention of Dolores Day. Who was the first innocence? It wasn't Dolores Day.
もうね、情報がもうバラバラで多すぎて、このゲーム。何が何だったのか覚えてないんだよ。でもなんか、彼と関係あるよね。この名前。ちょっと薬買わなきゃ危ないな。The Pericarnassian?
Correct. Nothing much is known about him. It's not even clear that he was a he, but Franco Negro presumed as such and called him Pius. He's depicted as a young man with molten gold pouring out of his mouth. All he spoke was gold. It's said he invented God and equality of men before God. He also introduced the gold standard as a way for measuring people's love for Aurum. As the first innocence, he declared that there should be more of those like him. It is presumed his disciples were the beginning of the Holy Party, the founding party.
なんか、ホープみたいな感じなのかな。それか、メシアとか、なんか、そういう宗教を始めた人みたいな。教祖様みたいな。
Question 2. Who was the strongest innocence?
まだあった。これ、やばいよ。死ぬかもしんないよ。
Easy. Everybody knows the answer to this. You, me, anybody.
Who was the strongest innocence? Try again. I trust you've got my back.
An innocence is the highest category of historical personage in the world, a literal personification of history. Traditionally, an innocence, when anointed, assumes supreme rule over the Occident or the known world in general, at least the parts that matter.
やっぱり、なんだろう。でも、世界の頂点の人ってこと？それは誰が決めるの？ Yes, yes, so interesting, but I thought you'd give me the answer to the question.
I can do better. Okay, so commonly an innocence does not enforce his or her power through military power. This is seen as unnecessary. The innocence wins because an innocence can't help but win, for their deeds are inevitabilities. Did this help? Damn. Great.
なんだろう。軍事力とかで権力を強める必要はない。そのエネセンスがやることはもう勝つ以外に勝つ以外にその結果はないってね。すごいな。
Incorrect. Vespa Messina is not a person, but a defunct state on the southeastern coast of the Occident. It used to take up most of the peninsula before separating into the republics of Vespa and Messina. Care to try again?
すごい雨音が窓を叩いてるんだけど、その音がすごいマイク拾ってるかもしれない。Franco Negro.
Correct. Named the innocence of militarism, he codified hereditary rule, but at the same time ended serfdom and established the Inter-Isolari Real as the global reserve currency. He also established the concept of the nation.
リアを世界のカレンシー、お金、今ゴールドとか金とかだよね。それをリアにしたとか、ended serfdom, hereditary rule なんか hereditary ってまあその血筋で引き継がれる権力みたいなもんだよね。そういうのも始めて、国という概念も作ったみたいな。
Franco Negro attempted to solve the rising tensions between the aristocracy and bourgeoisie by building a unified society in which every man has a place and a mission, but at the same time may rise to nobility provided on the strength of his virtue. Question 3. Who was the false innocence?
Who was the false
Got
innocence?
it under control. No problem. Solid on this one. It's widespread historical information. Yes, there exists a group called the Founding Party, known as the Holy Party, during the time of the Pericarnacian. This, the world's oldest international organization, spends its time in search of either the re-emergence of the innocents or new members.
Founding Party っていうグループ。世界の一番古い組織。なんだろう、あれみたいだね。なんだっけ。結構よくその、conspiracy theory とかにある。あれみたいだね。裏で世界を動かしてるみたいな。Sigh heavily out loud.
There seems to be a mix-up with the sources. It's not my fault.
Bruno Pasternak?
Correct. There have been a number of counter or false innocences, some assumed to have innocentic qualities, some who just thought so themselves. Occasionally, they have the support of a faction inside the ecclesiastic organization, and accusations of foul play have arisen. The most famous and important of these was Bruno Pasternak. He was into torture, despotism, hymns, cannons, and world conquest, but got defeated and humiliated by Stepan the Despicable of Kedra. Final stretch. You've come so far and learned so much. This is the most important one. Question 4. Who was the greatest innocence, the most important of them all, the most precious to humankind.
一番重要？人類に一番大切じゃないよな。重要でもないな。なんだろう、greatest, most important なんか歴史の授業だね。
I've got it, honest.
Are you sure this time? I'll bite. Hit me.
Of course, this is my thing, the reason I exist in this world. The correct answer is Franco Negro.
You're absolutely certain of this?
Zero doubts.
じゃあ信じるよ。
Incorrect. While Franco Negro built concrete churches and cathedrals, and while many people, especially the Mesk, consider him a father figure, due to his militarism and nationalism, João Paulo Salomão Lopes de Fuego argues differently. Another choice, perhaps.
なんか後で出てきそうだよね。Franco Negro。でも彼は軍とか、国家とかを作った人だよね。作ったのかわかんないけど。じゃあ、前出てきたよね。
Oh yes, militarism and nationalism. My bad. Yes, obviously.
Screw you. You're no Pasternak あれが false じゃなかったっけ？ false innocence。もう彼が一番人類にとって重要なの？あ、ドロレスデイ。選びたい。
Correct. The Mesk might see Franco Negro as the father of nations, but as of this century, there's been a great shift in attitude. Dolores Day has become widely regarded as the greatest innocence, a most radical change to the whole fabric of the world. Everything from inter-esolary travel to the connected world to 3 consecutive scientific revolutions can be traced back to her. Every decade that passes, she seems less human somehow and more beautiful.
ね、なんかこの人ドロレスデイに執着してるんじゃない？Inter-esolary travel ってイソラが大陸とかだったらそのね、大陸と大陸の雨が止まった静かになった気に大陸と大陸への移動とか科学的革命とか彼女が関係している？どんどん彼女は人間より人間を超えた存在に見えてきてるのかな。もっとさらに美しく。
Congratulations on finishing the test. The results and your subsequent grade have been calculated. You get
全部何回も外したけど。
a C, vaguely passable. A solid effort with nothing much else to show. Nice going, mediocrity man. You would have done better if you just left Dolores Day for the end. Dial the Dolores Day down a bit.
なんだよ。Damn you, you arrogant book.
What's going on with you?
Thinks it's so smart, cat. Goddamn.
Okay.
本に語りかけてるから変な目で見られてるよ。
You are shouting at an inanimate object like a real weirdo. No wonder you seem to have trouble with the right answers.
で
Aces low.
お complete.
For the rest of the world, the Aces low is just some cool Revachol thing, politically neutral. In Revachol, it still holds revolutionary connotations. Also, have you looked at Lieutenant Kitsuragi's clothes? He wears a bomber jacket, just like the ones worn by aerostatic brigades. And those cargo pants look like they could fit tools for hot fixing your burning aerostatic. You should ask him about this.
お、なんかスキルアップしたよ。キツラギに+2 empathy。よし。 The bonuses from thought, conceptualization +1, esprit de corps +1, shivers +3. Opera. なんかいらないものあるかな。ちょっと時間過ぎたよ。薬がいるな。薬買うか。モラルを、put points into volition。モラルを上げるためには、何が必要だっけ？
A small cabinet on the wall is filled with various medicine bottles, nasal sprays, and blister packs. They all bear the Saint Baptiste Pharmaceutics logo.
90セントかける3。こっちの方が安いか。
Okay, here. I hope Saint Baptiste makes you feel better or something.
OK。回復。金が少なくなってきた。さっきスキルアップしたから、キツラギさんに話しかけてみようか。
Yes?
Locked. あれ、Inland Empire。Inland Empire。ないですか？ないね。Esprit de corps。Shivers。interfacing。Half-light はなんだっけ？ Let the body take control。interfacing。Orange bum hat。Encyclopedia, reaction speed -1 rhetoric, +1 drama. Electrochemistry.
Yes? Me?
I want to talk about you.
I don't see how my life is pertinent to the investigation.
Come on, Lieutenant, open up a little.
If you insist. What do you want to know?
Kim, you're wearing a Revolutionary Air Brigade jacket, aren't you?
What? This? It's just seasonal clothing.
And those look like airman pants, good for storing tools in.
Where is this going?
You see, Kim, I have this place in my head, point to your head, where I develop new ideas and connections.
Interesting. I think it's called the brain.
まあそうだね。脳みそです。
It's no mere brain.
No mere brain? No, normal people don't have this. It's like a mind laboratory, a spiritual R&D division. No, a palette. No, better yet, a painter's atelier of concepts.
Okay, art cup.
Oh, アートコップ。Okay, indeed, and in this atelier って英語ではどうやって発音するんだろう。Atelier, I have realized that you harbor some kind of sentiment toward the Revolutionary Air Brigades.
I do not harbor a sentiment for revolutionary air brigades in particular.
Just air brigades, then.
Okay, I wanted to become an aerostatic pilot. Then I turned 10 and realized we no longer have an air force.
若い頃はパイロットになりたかったのね。Are you sure the revolutionary has got nothing to do with this?
Absolutely nothing.
The revolutionary must have added a little luster to it for a 10-year-old Kitsuragi. He will never admit it, though.
Absolutely nothing?
I've noticed. And okay, The Revolution employed a more forward-looking 8-rotor design. Their blades were foldable, and their pilots were better trained and motivated.
お、飛行機オタクじゃん、この人。
I say this from a purely tactical standpoint, of course.
Thank you, my mind is satisfied. Point your head again.
Good.
You don't look like other people around here. 何？アジア人だから？
That's because I'm half Seolite, or quarter. My father's father was from Seoul. So was my grandmother, but from my mother's side. It's not an interesting topic.
西欧ってアジアなのかな？
It's a part of the world, officer. A geopolitical entity and a geographic division. I told you it wouldn't be interesting.
Seoul is a protectionist, isolationist, pan-Isolari state west of the Insulindian Isola. Actually, it's quite interesting. Some would even say mysterious.
Okay. You're only making it sound uninteresting. I still want to know more about Seoul.
You're barking up the wrong tree. I don't speak a word of Seolite. I've never met either one of my grandparents, and I've never been to Seoul. I'm a regular Revacholière.
まあ、三世二世三世二世なのかな。
A point of pride to him.
Tell me a secret about yourself.
No.
No. Ask again.
Your brain sends the signal to your lips, but they refuse the order. Something is paralyzing them. You're pretty sure it has something to do with the lieutenant's eyebrow. It's like you're locked down.
What's happening to me? もう一回聞きたいけど聞けない。
Something the matter, detective?
What's going on?
怖い怖い。
It's like you're a puppet in his hands.
Give up.
The lieutenant relaxes his eyebrow, and you seem to regain control of yourself.
Do you ever talk with yourself?
What do you mean?
No, when you're thinking. Do you ever have conversations with, like, your brain? As I do.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
The lieutenant's conceptualization skills must be rather rudimentary.
So how do you know? Tap the side of your head. So you're saying your brain never just chimes in with advice or warnings or anything?
I can't say that it does, no. When I need to think, I just use my notebook.
The lieutenant produces his familiar mnemotechnique A6 and idly thumbs through a few pages. We all have our different mediums. His is written.
You're wearing glasses.
That's correct.
You feel a slight urge to put the lieutenant down for this. But you can't quite muster enough testosterone.
Just observing.
I guess you don't need glasses.
That's all for now.
Good. Let's change the subject.
Okay. こんなもんですか？ Man from Himdall series. あれ？ Medium? 何？本を読むってこと？これが何なのかわかんないよね。Knick-knack stand. Samaran butter. Samaran butter って何？夕方になってきたけどね。
There are clothes inside. Cheap second-hand clothes, smelling of strangers' body odors.
Don't be shy. These are premium class clothes. Good quality fabrics, best retro design. Save the economy with your style, officer.
あれ？この人初めて？
How about some premium class service over here? Like paying with net worth. Go over and ask him if you can do that. Save the economy. That sounds off.
What are you talking about?
Haven't you heard, officer? We've got to be economically conscious. Recycle your cash, keep it in circulation. Don't buy new things. Buy eco.
この人は中古品を売ってるの？Why does exactly does the economy need saving?
Look around, officer. You see all these premium goods just sitting there, not getting bought? We've got to keep the flow of goods moving. Is this really the economy we want to leave to our children?
Look, man, I just want to buy some clothes.
That's good, officer. That's exactly what the economy wants you to do.
You find your hands deep in tattered and faded garments made from weird polyester blends that make your body itch and sweat in all the wrong places. The box smells like cat piss or like an old person with no money.
Economical, but also trendy. Look firsthand, buy secondhand. Keep the economy moving.
あれちょっと、これ心配だよ。心配だよ。92%。Find something worth salvaging from that pile of rags.
Something cold grazes your hand. Synthetic and sleek. A windbreaker. Surf, it says, but also wind, summer, 100% waterproof, and sport. All in different typefaces.
これレインコートの香りかな。
Practical, and yet it may deaden your senses to the world around you. Possibly because of the awful typeface.
Good choice, officer. Mega sporty. And it's only $4.50 for you, sir.
Shivers -1。あれ、5までになってるよ。すごいな。今、コンポージューが減るんだよな。
You find your hat. The box smells like
Economical, but also trendy.
ちょっと置いときましょう。ちょっとね、今回はここで終わろうかな。次回この人に話してみましょう。ズームインできないのかなこれ。よし、まだまだこっち側行ってないんで。見るとこ多そうですね。明日になったらここが通れるのかな。では今回もご視聴ありがとうございました。Thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.